I mean, honestly, in my opinion, Jasmy is going to hit $17, but you know, when it is going to do that, you know, nobody knows. I mean, in most cases, it's inevitable, but some people are going to get there and some people are not going to make it because they're not going to have the grit to hold on to their investment. The Jasmy token is projected to reach a price of $17 by 2026, contingent on achieving 107 million users. This ambitious target is supported by a strategic partnership. What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to Run My Crypto. Obviously, we're going to be talking about that $17 Jasmy and how some people are not going to make it because it's going to take a little bit of time to get there, maybe a lot of bit of time, who knows. But what we're going to go through in this video is I'm going to break it down to you, the importance of IoT and data. I'm going to break down what Jasmy and Janction are doing. So make sure you guys are hitting that like, subscribe, bell notifications, keep it turned on because I put out videos whenever I get a chance. And if you have those bell notifications on, you'll know when they come out. Trust me, guys. You know, I'm not putting, you know, everything into Jasmy saying that it's going to be $17 tomorrow or even 2026. You know, Jasmy's claim that it's going to happen in 2026. I don't know. Maybe there's something that they know that we don't know, but I'm going to give you exactly what's available to us as Jasmy holders, and to understand what IoT and data is, we're going to cover that and how it's going to correlate with Jasmy. So understanding what you're invested in is like the most important key thing that I'm trying to get across to you. Plus, we're going to talk about Litecoin. So make sure you guys watch all the way through to this video and smash that like button, guys. Show some love. Share this video on your platforms, your social media platforms. Guys, follow me on X. It's a little bit of like scraggly, but I wanted to be able to give you guys the best view, obviously, because, you know, this stuff's important. So I'm so into understanding what IoT is, guys. I'm no way affiliated with this, but this is a course that you could pay for, an IEEE guide to Internet of Things. Basically, this is a learning network. It's a course that gives you a strong sense of what Internet of Things is. It goes through the course, more than 24 billion. Look, there will be more than 24 billion Internet of Things devices installed by 2020. So we know that there is tons of IoT devices that are out there. The way in which people live their lives and do business will be fundamentally changed as these devices lower operating costs, improve efficiency, and expand market. So this is something I recommend that you look into, so to help you understand what Jasmy is actually going and gearing up for. So let's talk about the monster in the room, right? $17. I know, you know, everybody who hears this or looks at it or who thinks about it, all they could think of is how you're actually going to benefit from $17 Jasmy token. Now, that's not necessarily the key point. The key point is understanding how Jasmy is going to get there. Because anybody could say that, yeah, Jasmy will hit $17, but in the course of action, I don't think that we're going to see Jasmy go from under a penny to $17 like in a matter of like a month or even, you know, maybe even a year. I think this is something that's going to gradually progress. I do think there will be a point in time where we will pick up a lot of traction. And then we could potentially see Jasmy go from, you know, literally like, you know, $1 to $5, $7, $10. Once we get to the, you know, once we break a dollar, then we'll start to understand, okay, well, we know that now there's going to be some traction coming in. But at this current state, you know, it's really, it's hard to, you know, say, oh, okay, well, we're going to go to $17 in 2026, even though Jasmy is claiming that. Now, with that proclamation, there could be something, like I said, that there is going on behind the scenes, because if we look at Janction, we know that, you know, there's access to NVIDIA GPUs and then Microsoft GPUs. So there could be a connection that we don't see or we don't realize. But when it comes to understanding what Internet of Things is, you obviously see the massive potential of how many devices are being utilized with IoT, and then having Jasmy be able to create a GPU through its ecosystem partnership with Jasmy, or, you know, not even partnership, it's just part of that ecosystem. So it belongs to Jasmy. So whenever you see Janction, understand that Janction does belong to Jasmy. That's something a lot of people don't realize either. I think there was a lot of confusion based on people understanding that, or having the understanding that they would proclaim that Janction was a separate entity versus Jasmy, but that is so very far from the truth, because Janction is essentially an ecosystem member behind or underneath Jasmy, and Jasmy coins are going to be utilized to run Janction GPUs. And once the personal data locker comes through, that's where you're going to see massive adoption for IoT. Yes, I throw out adoption because that's the only way that crypto infrastructure can grow and make more money, is obviously by creating adoption and utility so people could use it. So IoT is probably one of the biggest game changers for Jasmy, because there's tons and tons and tons of devices that use Internet of Things. I mean, it's a household demand. I mean, a lot of people can't even function without their telephones and iPads and TVs, and nobody purchases cable anymore. They're using internet, and it just runs across pretty much the lifestyle that people have grown to attach their devices. I mean, they can't live without them. So Jasmy is building to correlate with using your devices. So that's where that $17 comes from, because it's not going to be hard to get 107 million users to utilize Jasmy. That's just plain and simple. That's simple mathematics. Talk all the crap you want. Where we're at in these markets, every project is the same. So, I don't care what people say. If, you're saying that, Jasmy's down 95%. Let's take a look at other projects right now. This is the best place to come, because I think CoinMarketCap is the most accurate when it comes to just the information that they put out. Like they stay pretty up on their all their process to be on here, and if the project ain't legit, like they won't put it on here. So that's why I really, I mean, they throw it on there, but they even warn you, like, this is a scam coin, don't buy it. But we have to, they paid to hop on here. So okay, so let's look at for example, Sui, right? Sui was a good project. It's a layer one. There's been a lot of there's been a lot of hype behind it, but we'll just keep on that year table. I mean, it's the same thing, right? We've seen it's what, $5.29 hike. Right now we're down to $1.45, down 64%, right? Jasmy's down 90%, but this one with the market cap is about 5.4 billion. This thing Sui should, I was thinking Sui would be $20 at least by now, but obviously we haven't seen massive momentum in the crypto space. Obviously, since they launched, it's from the launch time, it's about 170. Yeah, we're still low. We'll just keep it on the year. But look at, I mean, everything looks like a massive downtrend. And that's unfortunate, but I mean, it's everything, like Ethereum. Even going and looking at Chainlink, Chainlink's probably, down 41%, like everything is down, so whoever's talking crap about, Jasmy and other projects, like, oh, they're shit coins and so on and so forth, wake up, man, wake up, because everything looks the same. This one saddens me, like, to look at the most, because I had so much like confidence in this project to do well. And some of you may know which one I'm going to go to, but Internet Computer, man, I thought this coin was going to do so well. Going back, it ripped to about $12 and then tanked down back to about $3. On the all time, obviously it's the same Jasmy pattern, but there was a lot of potential with this. There's a lot of eyes on it. It's probably one of the greatest projects that I've seen, because I mean, their team is amazing. Like, I never seen a team coming out looking as amazing as Internet Computer, and just the way that they built their core infrastructure when it comes to, the way that their blockchain operates with high security. It's totally on chain, so everything runs simply on chain, and it's just amazing project in my opinion. Another one down 61.71% on the year is Caspa. I thought, again, everybody, this is why I'm like literally trying to help you guys understand that everything is doing the same exact thing right now, but you have to understand what you're investing in. And if I'm talking about the project, I think, my personal opinion, it's a great project. These are some projects that, they should be talked about. They should be considered to be as an investment in your portfolio, not financial advice. But these are projects that, necessarily have you take a look at. I mean, go in your free time, take a gander at these projects. I mean, they're pretty darn robust, and they have a lot of potential. VeChain, another one, down 75%. Another great project when it comes to supply chain business infrastructure for new digital era. Very great project. Hedera, great project. What else do we have that's a great project? Oh, this layer 1 is, in my opinion, should have been the spin-off of Ethereum, down 74%. Arbitrum, man, this is a great investment right here. So, you know, if you're taking notes, drop that one in your notepad, because I think that is a great project. Now, the project I really want to talk about before we go back into Jasmy, since we're here already, Litecoin. Where'd you go, Mr. Litecoin? Digital silver. You know, digital silver has to be considered. You know, obviously, you know, trying to buy Bitcoin at $80,000 per token is very, very difficult for the average Joe, right? You know, the average Joe only has so much to invest monthly or even bi-weekly. You may want to consider buying Litecoin, you know, not financial advice. But I mean, Litecoin has the same structure as Bitcoin, right? Because what? Litecoin is limited on tokens, right? We have a max supply of 84 million tokens. $79 versus $80,000. Let's talk about that one more time. $79 versus $80,000. Call it $80 versus 80 grand. Now, Litecoin has massive potential to do better than Bitcoin, because both of them have halvings. Both of them have a max supply. Both of them their max supply is less than 100 million. Well, this one's less than 100 million. We haven't seen massive adoption for Litecoin. Litecoin is basically your pump, but here's the deal. With Bitcoin ETFs filing, Litecoin filed for an ETF. So now there's basically your modern day gold and silver. So just like there's gold, and gold has its value, $4,000, then you have silver, has its value as a couple $100, but they're both, you know, they're both able to support fiat. I mean, that's the thing. But if you have an opportunity to buy Litecoin at $80 before it hits 300, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, and you're buying it up at $80 per token, you know, come on, this is some alpha, man. This I'm giving this crap away for free. All you're doing is clicking on this video, and you have nuggets that you don't even have to go and do your own research, because I'm putting it in your lap. Let's get back into Jasmy. And what I mean by this is that many people are going to miss out. Why? Because you're not going to have the balls, the cojones to hold until that happens. And, you know, it may happen, it may not. But as a company, as an infrastructure, Jasmy's actually putting that out. It's not only a partnership with Apple, it's Panasonic. You know, it's there's a huge list of partnerships that Jasmy has that's going to potentially help every area of Jasmy ecosystem grow. Now, why I say people are going to miss out, because you're going to sell when Jasmy hits 50 cents. You're going to sell when Jasmy hits $1. You're going to sell when Jasmy hits $2. You're going to sell when Jasmy hits $5. You're going to sell when Jasmy hits $10, and you're damn well going to sell way before we hit $17. And that's why only a few people are actually going to make it when Jasmy does essentially hit $17 in token value. Guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you can stay in tune with Run My Crypto. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Check out my X channel, my Patreon. Guys, this is where you can reach me one-on-one. The links are down below in the description. Guys, 2026, we're going to run this crypto through the roof, guys. So this we ain't playing. You know, if you're in Jasmy, be in Jasmy. Don't talk about it, be about it. Build your portfolio, stack it up, pack it up, and let's make it to this bull run, and let's make it to this new digital era where cryptocurrency is actually going to make a big impact. Data and IoT. Take care, guys. Be blessed. I'll see you guys on the next video.